Welcome back, everyone. Now, if you have an older iPhone, okay, and you guys know how much I love these older phones, the iPhone 6s, 5s's, even like the iPhone 6s's and 7s. I love those phones a lot. I think they brought a lot to the table and everything. If you have an older iPhone or even an older phone in general, like a Galaxy S3 or LG G3 or whatever the case is, I would highly recommend upgrading to an iPhone 10, okay? I would not recommend, if you have all the money in the world, go pick up a Galaxy S20 or iPhone 11 Pro Max or whatever the case is. But if you're kind of on a budget and you want to save as much money as possible and get the best price per dollar phone, you need to pick up an iPhone 10 in 2020. You shouldn't wait any longer. And there's not a lot of phones in the market that bring as much value price per dollar as an iPhone 10. There's the phones that bring, that are like $100 or $200 that are pretty decent. But the iPhone 10, I think, is a sweet spot between really good performance, really good everything, and a very low price. Well, not extremely low, but good enough or low enough for a lot of people. Now, when comparing the iPhone 10 to a ton of other phones that I've personally bought, throughout the years, including the iPhone 11 Pro, the Samsung Galaxy S20, the 11 Pro Max, the iPhone 11, all these phones, there's so many similarities, you know what I mean? There's really not that many crazy differences between an iPhone 10 and even a Galaxy S20. Now, obviously the S20 has a ton of new features and basically more things overall, but at the core, they both feel the same. They both, almost act the same too. And really the first thing that comes to mind when I pick up an iPhone 10 is just how great that body still feels. It still feels like an extremely premium device. It looks almost just like the newest brand new $1,000 and plus iPhone 11 Pro, so there's really not too much you're missing out on that hand, and it feels like a very premium $1,000 phone still. And on top of that, accessories for this thing are super cheap as well. So if you don't want to feel it in your hands with the glass and everything, you can pick up a case for this thing for super cheap. Battery cases for this thing are super cheap as well. They've gone down in value a lot. So really, not only is the phone itself pretty cheap, but the accessories to use this phone are super cheap as well, which is a really, really awesome thing. Now, the price for this thing, I've seen many of these things go on Amazon for less than $400, which is an extremely good price to pay for a phone like this. It's less than half the cost of a brand new iPhone 11 Pro. It's cheaper than an iPhone 11. It's cheaper than a brand new iPhone XR. And I truly do believe that the iPhone 10 is a much better deal than those specific phones, not because it's a better phone, but because it's a cheaper phone and for what you're getting. And one thing that I always mention whenever I do videos like this, especially for these older phones, is that checkra jailbreak. It's an extremely, very, very awesome thing. All of those tweaks that are available for those newer phones and for, all these things are made for this phone too. And what's really cool is a jailbroken iPhone 10, I truly do believe, is better than a brand new iPhone 11 Pro just because of the cool features that you can enable from a jailbroken phone. And I'm just waiting for the day that there's a fully untethered jailbreak where you can reboot the phone and still pertain that jailbreak and everything. That has not happened yet, but that's like the biggest change we can hopefully see in the next coming months. But I can definitely tell you that jailbreak, if you need more pushing or anything like that for that specific jailbreak, I'll leave a link in the description probably for a video that I made about all those jailbreaks and everything like that for these phones. So that's definitely one important thing. That jailbreak breathed so much more life into a phone like this. Now, if you feel like your phone is slow currently, like if you own an iPhone 6s or if you own like a Galaxy S6 or something like that, upgrading to an iPhone 10 would definitely increase the performance that you would gain from a phone. This phone is still extremely fast. It's extremely smooth. Sometimes when I'm making a video on the second channel or something, I'll go ahead and use my iPhone 10 just because it's there. Crazy thing is that between my 11 Pro and my iPhone 10, I couldn't really tell that big of a difference. Like when I'm doing daily tasks, like when I'm making videos on that channel and I'm using my phone day to day, I don't really notice that big of a difference. And the 11 Pro and Pro Max, as we know, are one of the fastest phones in the market. And the iPhone 10, for it even being kind of comparable to that, is pretty impressive considering the fact that that phone came out in 2017. So that is definitely a thumbs up in my books for sure. The performance is very, very good. And all of those smaller other improvements that you're going to get from a phone like this as well, from upgrading from an older phone to this one, you're going to be getting the better cameras, the battery life could potentially be better, IP certification on this thing. Some older phones do not have anything like that. This phone does. The OLED display, that is really, really nice, and so many other really cool things. And honestly, dude, Apple made a timeless phone with this thing. It's a very good deal in 2020, and I would recommend it if you don't have a phone, or if you have an older phone at that, you probably have a phone. Picking up an iPhone 10 would definitely be the way to go. and I think it'd probably be a smart choice for a ton of people out there. So that's really pretty much it. If you want to pick up an iPhone 10, links will be down in the description. You can get them from Amazon and help support the channel at the same time. But that is pretty much it. If you guys have any other questions or anything, leave it down in the comment section as well. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it means so much if you guys could hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel, all those links are linked down below. I'd really appreciate if you guys could check it out. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.